Hey, welcome back to a championship edition of Cool Toy Review. We're going to be taking a look at the All Valley Champions pack of Daniel and Johnny from Karate Kid, or a flashback in Cobra Kai, however you look at it. Today's review is brought to you by Diamond Select Toys, who made this awesome set, and it's continuing in their Cobra Kai Select line, or I guess Karate Kid Select line, depending on how you look at it again. But let's check out this box because it's actually quite impressive. So you can see that great All Valley Karate Championship logo right on the front there with that red and yellow line, that great vintage throwback to the film. And as you wrap around here, again, two-time All Valley champions. So Johnny actually won it twice before Daniel stepped in. And then Daniel won it 2 years in a row. So they're both two-time champions. So they're both winners in this sense. So then you get to the back, and it talks about the history of the All Valley tournament, and it talks about sort of the characters and how Johnny and Lawrence run, and then Daniel LaRusso, and then you see this quick Johnny versus Daniel artwork on the back there. But it's quite an impressive box, but not as impressive as the inside. We'll get to that in a second. So first, we'll give you a close-up here. You can see the characters in this nice double window display. I really like that. They're both looking pretty sharp here in their gis from the time, and they're de-aged. They're not the older looking characters that we saw in the other Karate Kid Select line. But here's what I'm really excited about this box. If you listen here, you hear that? I don't know if you can, but that is a magnetic clasp. I love magnetic clasps. You know you're in premium town when you hear a magnetic clasp instead of a Velcro. This is not gonna tear apart like Velcro does. It's gonna last forever. Well, not forever, but like 1,000 years or something like that, or several hundred years before magnets lose their pull. So yeah, this is going to stick around for a while, and it definitely has that great premium feel to it. It holds firmly, it's not going to drop, and the glue's not going to pop off. So if you wanted to display these in the box, which this one's actually worthy of keeping in the box or displaying in the box, it's got that great design aesthetic to it all the way around, and that magnetic clasp. So you could always close it here and then pop it open again and have it displayed either way. So let's crack into this guy and check him out. I know what you're thinking. It's going to be hard to top that magnetic clasp, but we're going to keep going anyway and see what surprises we have in store for us here with these characters. Little fun fact, although this is Cobra Kai, I wore a Cobra shirt today, but it's Cobra G.I. Joe, not Cobra Kai. But I still think it's on point with what we're trying to do here. So each character is in its own sort of box here. Johnny on one side and Daniel on the other. So we have to open two boxes to get at them. So they should both be very similar here. We have the character, and then behind him we have a separate stand. And the stand, we show you these in the past, they're these clear stands so they don't take away from the aesthetic of the character. And of course, we're going to have an assortment of hands. We have some open hands, like they can grab something, and we have a straight knife hand here. And then we have our character here, Daniel, who is entombed in about a dozen of those safety ties. So why don't I give you guys, while I'm working on this, a 360 of Daniel here so you can check him out. And he looks really impressive, very similar, I guess, in style to the Wave 1 of the Selects there, except he doesn't, I don't think they had white hair for him, but he looks a lot more youthful here. You can see the layering there of the belt and the bottom of the gi, and obviously the hands as well, since they're detachable, so they kind of insert into the gi that way. But everything on here, pretty good detail. I really appreciate that attention to detail, although there's not much to worry about in terms of the detail, because they're just kind of wearing a gi. He's not, has a very sophisticated outfit or anything like that. It's very flat. They just had that black belt. I guess the most detail would be in that headband, where he has all the varieties of that Miyagi-Do sort of headband on there, the different color schemes. But yeah, I mean, what we're looking for here basically is tight paint applications and no overlaps, and basically we hope the character comes together. And then of course he's got that great Miyagi-Do tree on the back as well, the bonsai tree. So they captured all the details there. And if you noticed in the video, you can see the little hole in the back there, and that's going to be for this stand. It's going to connect in basically and plug into his back here. just to give you a point of attachment for when you're trying to position him. Now, I've had pretty good luck with these guys in the past that I could balance them and not really need a stand, and I did that with no effort. It came right out of the box like that. Looking pretty good. I bet to get the crane kick, though, we're going to have to use the stand. I'll try that at the end. We'll see what that looks like. Yeah, I mean, he's got articulation in the bicep here where it turns. The arm has the just, I think, up and down. I don't think it's on an additional, it might be on an additional ball here. Yeah, it looks like it is. So you get that additional shoulder articulation in addition to up and down. And then you got the double elbow. That's really nice. Double elbow here. And then you have the hand. It just kind of turns here. I don't know if they have additional articulation. Yeah, they do. They have additional articulation in the hands as well. So on both sides here. He's got a bend at the midsection a little bit of give there. And then, of course, at the waist, he has the articulation in the upper thigh. He has that sort of ball hip, so a lot of movement there. Double knee, which is really nice. And then the ankle, sort of ball articulation there. Like how they have the gi cuffed at the bottom. If you've ever worn a gi, you've sort of seen this happen a lot. So it kind of cuffs in the back there. So it's a great little attention to detail there. But that's basically Daniel. I'm just going to do a hand test because I do that with every character on the site that we review just to see how difficult. And the selects have been a mixed bag for me. Typically, it depends on the character. Lord of the Rings, I struggled with a lot. And I don't recall if we did a video of those or if it was before we started doing videos. But yeah, I struggled a lot with those. They were just really tough. So this hand is more of a gripping hand, where this is more of a, I guess, a move hand. Or for kata or something. So that's easy. And I find the technique is to just twist and give a little bit of pressure as you pull it out. So we're going to be twisting as we put this in, and that's it. So that wasn't too difficult to do that. So passes the hand test. So why don't we move on to Johnny next? So I know from opening Daniel, my challenge is going to be with Johnny, so I skipped ahead and undid the cable ties. He comes with the same sort of stand as Daniel does. His hands are a little different. He comes with fists, closed hand, and sort of a tiger palm hand here. A little more aggressive stance than Daniel that matches up with the style of karate. You got Cobra Kai, which was more aggressive, and then Miyagi-Do, which was more defensive, so a little bit more open-handed techniques. So while I'm taking him out here, we'll give you a 360, and I love the color work on Johnny. Of course, his face looks a little more aged than Daniel's does. Johnny, if you look at Zapna's character from the original Karate Kid, you can tell he's aged in the Cobra Kai series. So it seems what they kind of did is took that Cobra Kai Select figure and just gave him better, a more youthful paint application on the hair. I mean, I guess he kind of pulls it off a little bit. I think it's just the way the face is molded. It's kind of hard to tell, but it just looks a little bit older here. But he's got that trademark signature gi there. He's got that great Cobra Kai logo on the back. I love that. They did a great job with the paint there. He comes with this default, with this taunting hand with the finger pointing out. So that's kind of nice. So it just fits his personality. But again, great job on the gi there. And you could really see some great paint applications. And I think it works for this figure set. So again, similar with Daniel, you have that hole on the back there. And you can just attach the stand to it. But like I said, they're pretty easy. This one took, okay, just a second. But pretty easy to stand these guys up and make them stand without a stand. But if you want to do any kind of dynamic fight pose, you're going to start to struggle. Like now Johnny's turning into a struggle here. I had him flawless just a second ago, and now he doesn't want to stand up on his own. So it's just about finding that center of gravity with the character and then getting them to stand. But yeah, I mean, he's got the same articulation as Daniel, the same shoulder joints here, and the biceps and the elbows. Of course, he has arms instead of the gi on top, so you could see a little bit of his veins coming through the arm there, so they added that little bit layer of detail to him. And he's got the same articulation in the legs and in the knees and the feet and everything. So skin tones slightly different between the two. He's a little bit lighter, which makes sense. Daniel was a little bit darker, I think, in the movie too, Ralph Macchio. So they kind of got the skin tones a little bit different. So the hands will be easier to tell apart. But yeah, I mean, that's basically Johnny there. They get a signature haircut. They have everything on the details, and you could do the full the full sequence between the two. So why don't I get into a pose here and show you that. So that's your set right here. Took a little bit of off-camera work, but I got them in their poses. Wasn't too difficult. It just took figuring out which way the arms would have to bend to get this range of motion, using the stands to help them with their weight, particularly Daniel here. There's no way I'm going to be able to figure out how to do this without the stand. It's just weight is all over the place and distributing it. I think in the movie he had open hands when he did the crane kick, but these are sort of pinched a little bit, so I think this is as close as you could come in this box set. But Johnny had to clench fists, so he's spot on. So the range of motion allows Daniel to get into that crane stance. I think this leg was bent a little bit more, but you could achieve that if you wanted to. This is a close enough approximation, and I think it helps you pull off that movie scene. So these are the 5th and 6th characters in the line so far. We showed you guys previously Johnny, we showed you Daniel, we showed you Kreese, and then we showed you Johnny Eaglefang. So these are the next 2, and then later this year we have 3 more. We have Chosen, we have Silver, and then we have Johnny again in his red gi. So we're going to have 9 by the end of the year, at least so far. We'll see what else is announced. So this is a growing line. It's great if you want to grab these. This is out right now. It's about $40. You can pick it up at Big Bad. You can pick it up at Entertainment Earth. It might be on Amazon. It's on Diamond Select. We'll have links for all that, of course. We have a code for you if you want to grab it for Entertainment Earth. You get it for 10% off and free shipping, so not a bad deal. So we'll have that link up for you guys. You could check that out if you want to do that as well. So that's all we have for this time. We're definitely going to have more Diamond Select products to show you guys, and we're going to have more from other producers as well. I like to mix it up every week. So keep checking back, like, subscribe, and follow for what's coming up, or just keep checking the channel. And that's all for this time. We'll see you guys next time.